And so what I always say to my athletes is we can't start to set goals for your season unless you first know what your actual values are. Because you could, get podiums or a new, FTP or cat up. But if you're not proud of how you did it, you're not going to have much to, you're not going to be satisfied. And then that's this, what we call the hedonic treadmill. I'll be happy when I cat up. I'll be happy when I win this stage race or this omnium or this or that. Then it's such an empty foundation. Like, so you have to start with your values. So for the athletes who are thinking like, okay, I'm like kind of the jitters, right? We're starting to feel them. We're looking at the race calendar. We've got X number of weeks left. Okay, we're getting excited. So I always say, fast forward to the end of your season and ask yourself one question. How would you want your teammates, loved ones, and competitors, and coach, if you have one, to describe you and how you showed up this season? What words do you want them to use? Right. And that's the goal. That's where the money is. And you can only pick 3 because if everything is a priority, then nothing is a priority. If you value 20 things, you can't lean into all 20 of those things. So let's take an example of someone who values family. Their goals are going to look entirely different than someone who values health because they're coming back from a cancer scare. Right. So or someone who really values grit, or I'm trying to love of learning, right? There's all of these that courage, community. So you've got to pick your values first, and then you can start to set goals. And that's where we kind of get back to what you're saying is start small. James Clear talks about, start like really small, like set a goal to put your shoes on, your running shoes, right? Set a goal to drive to the gym without actually going in. So if it's family, and speaking from experience, I'm not great at calling my father. He would love it if I called him more often to say hello. So if I really valued family and wanted to lean into that, it might be like, okay, I'm going to call him every other Sunday. Instead of like, I'm going to text him every day if I know it's not realistic. So you've got to set goals that are realistic and they got to feel doable, because if they feel like a stretch from the start, it's going to be hard to implement them if you're looking for consistency and sustainability, right? The reach goals, like season goals for like an A race or things like those, can be scary, right? So there's some nuances there. Yeah.